Ryan with Miss Geek here with another episode of Hey, I wonder where that part goes. Now, we're looking at the QDX Revision 3 build, and in this installment, we're going to install, pun intended, low pass filter toroids. So we have toroids to wind. So let's talk about toroids. What's a toroid? It's a donut. And so that toroid shape is what we call these toroidal inductors, because they're donut shaped. And so let's see here. I think that's the part. Oh no, actually, I'm getting ahead of here. We're next doing. Yeah, we are doing the low pass filters. We're also doing L14, which is a transformer here. So we're gonna start with L14, and then we're moving on to because it's gonna be really easy, the low pass filters toroids. So in this video, we're gonna wind 7 toroids. I do believe that is correct. So let's get them all out first. So we're just gonna dump this out here. We don't need all of these. But we're gonna get them out. So we have, okay, so these red ones, even though there's red and there's yellow, and then there are these metallic looking ones. So these are all T, which means toroid, 37, which means 0.37 inches, I think. And then the -2, which means, and these are -2, and these are -6. So these are yellow, which is the -6. These are the red, which are -2, which means they're different mixes of metal, which means they have different resonant frequencies and all that good stuff. Now, we don't need to worry about all that. That engineering has already all been done. We just have to make sure we pick the right color and put the right number of turns of this wire around it. Now, these two guys are what we call FTs, or ferrite toroids. So they're made of ferrite, which is a ferrous metal. They have magnetic properties, and so these are FT37-43s. Again, that is the mix of 43 is the mix of metal. So that stuff really matters. In fact, it can even vary from batch to batch, and it can throw things off a little bit. But that, again, all that engineering has been done for us. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install L14, which is this guy right here. And L14 is going to be really pretty simple. So this was a transformer we're going to wind later in another video. So I'm going to take this one and put it away for now. I'm just going to put it back in this little teeny weeny tiny bag, which is less likely to get lost than the toy by itself. And by the way, if you have ordered your QDX and it has not yet arrived, but you have all these toroids and you have all the wire, wind them. That's what I did in my first QDX. I already had all of them on hand, and so I just wound them, and when my QDX came, I popped them in. And so that was all these right here. So we're going to be installing this one. So this one is the L14, and then this one is something else. So this one is going to be a little bit different. And these are actually, this one's going to be a lot of fun. I'll show you. You'll see why when we get to it. Some people think winding toroids is hard, and it's complicated, and it's all these terrible things that are to be avoided. Excuse me. Winding toroids is tedious. Winding toroids is boring, unless you have a brain that actually likes that kind of thing, and mine kind of does. I don't know why, but I enjoy it, so enjoy it with me. So first off, L4, or L14 rather, this guy right here. And we're looking at turns of the 0.6 millimeter, which is this stuff, the thick stuff, on an FT3743. So we want to make sure we do it in the right direction. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow the, let's see here. We're gonna follow the picture that's given, and we're gonna start by putting this through here, and there we have our first turn. That's 10. That's number 1. Here's number 2. And this one, make sure you get them nice and snug. This really does make a difference. Okay, let's get some more lighting in here, and maybe this will be easier to see here. So there's 2 turns. And here's 3. Okay, and 4. And 5. Try to get that snug on there. And 6. And you can see there's a little bit of a film or little stuff right there. That's because I just scraped some of the enamel off of it on the toroid itself as I was tightening it. So before we call this done, that was number 6, this is 7, we're going to continuity test to make sure I didn't actually short it out to the toroid, because then I'll have to rewind it. There's 7. I just did it again. 8. 9. And 10. All right, so these first ones aren't as tight as I would like. I could try pulling on this to tighten them up a bit. Yeah, that worked. Well, ish. They could be tighter, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Okay. All right, let's count them, make sure I got it right. So we're going through the ones going through the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now, let's get continuity. Let's check continuity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start way out here, because I don't want to mess with the rest of it. So the wire's so close to it. So I'm going to do is I'm going to strip some of this off. And I'm gonna go ahead and solder on it just to make sure I get all the enamel off. And the enamel is basically just paint, by the way, clear paint. So that is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is get out my meter here. I'm going to go ahead and just do this because I can. I spent about $15 on a lead set for my meter, and I was one of the best things ever. All right. Nope, no continuity, but at the end I should have. Yep. So at this very end, of course, there's no enamel at the part where I cut it, at the very tip. So we've got continuity there, but not continuity anywhere else. So we're good. Worth checking. Doesn't say to do that in the directions, by the way, but why not? All right, and it says 1 in 10 turns install the toroid. Scratch it with the knife, cut it to 2 millimeters on the underside of the board, then solder 10 seconds. All right. Do not tin the wires before inserting. The holes aren't big enough, so we're not going to pre-tin them. Cut this to about here. This one to about here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scrape these now, because I think that'll be a lot easier. And somebody mentioned in one of the comments that in a previous video that they used sandpaper, which I think is a pretty cool idea. This is certainly not the only method you could use. You could probably use a like a brush on a little Dremel, anything that will take that enamel off, honestly. I don't have it in here, and if I did, I don't think it has any fuel in it, but I've got a little kitchen torch. That'd probably do just fine as well. All right, so let's go ahead and insert this in the board. There's goes one. Well, let's try this. There's one-ish. Let's try to get that in there. There's one. And probably gonna need the tweezers for the other. Okay. We've got them both in. There's one. The other one's kind of poking through here, but not really. There it is. Okay. All right. So that's about that. I'm going to go ahead and solder that in. See how it looks from the top. It looks, could probably be done a little cleaner, but in fact, I think this one can probably be pulled a fair bit more. Yeah. Let's go ahead and scrape that some more. It looked like there was a lot of slack on that one, and I was right. And for those of you who are following this whole series, watching every video, thank you. I appreciate that. I already got some feedback that people were watching it, even though they'd already built their kit. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, cool. You're a glutton for punishment like I am. All right. Let's go ahead and get the solder flowing here. Gotta tin my iron a bit this time. to get this one first because it's the easiest to get to. Yeah, I can really smell that enamel burning off too, which is real nice. Okay, and it should have some blackness on this tip, but I don't really. Make sure I had the right one here. Oh yeah, there's the blackness I was looking for. It's there. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and heat it one more time. Out of an abundance of abundance. Okay. All right, so there's the one. We have another right there. So I'm gonna try to avoid hitting any of the other components there. So I'm gonna set it down the bench very carefully. And you'll notice that what I do a lot of times is I'm using my fingers to hold this thing steady. They do sell boards or kits for or devices that will hold the board for you, and I should probably buy one. But I've always liked just holding the board, so. Okay. And yeah, I actually still got some. I could see the tip smoking, which meant there was still enamel on the tip, so that's good. Means I should have gotten all the enamel off. And does it give any direction for continuity testing? It does not, but doesn't mean we can't continuity test. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look to see where these traces go. So we've got this one here, which looks like it terminates here. And then we've got this one here, which looks like it terminates maybe at this capacitor. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, we have, wait a second, I'm looking at it wrong. We have this one here, which goes here. So we have this one and this one. So if we go check continuity from here to here, that means that we have continuity through that toroid or through that inductor. And let's do it. Get my test leads here. They're all tangled up. And by the way, what I've got here, in case you guys haven't seen this is my trusty Innova 3320, I think it is. Yeah, 3320. And I've got these two sets of leads on it. So the first set are clips. No. Yeah, the first set that are plugged in are these clips. And the second set's plugged in are these test leads. So, you know, this type. The probes. So I'm just gonna be using the probes here. I've got it on continuity, and let's try it out. So we've got from here to here, I think. Let's first try here to here. Yep, we're good to go. And continuity there. So now we're going to move on to these toroids. And since this video is already at the 20-minute mark, we're going to stop. And the next video will be winding all 6 of these toroids and installing them, which shouldn't be too bad, but it will be a bit longer video. Again, I really encourage the use of the clicking the gear icon down below or tapping it and moving it to play at 2x or whatever, fast forward through it. So let's see, almost forgot to check the timeline. So this was L14, and L14 overall took and my eyes took 20. Make sure I'm actually make sure this isn't 30. Can't believe that would have taken 30 minutes, but I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, 20 minutes. So L14 took 20 minutes. So that's 1 hour, we'll say 50 minutes. And 1 hour 50, that's 2 hours, 10 minutes to get this far. So 2 hours, 10 minutes to get to this point. And I'm guessing these are going to take 45 minutes. So let's get to it in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you there.